God has some good news for you. Amazing changes are coming. Change can be a bit scary sometimes, but trust that it's all going to work out well. These changes are part of a big plan that's meant to help you grow and keep moving forward. Even if you don't understand why everything is happening right now, just believe that it's all leading to something great. Remember, God is with you at every step, giving you the strength to handle whatever comes your way. Trust in His plan. You can do this, and there are brighter days ahead. Now let's talk about something important. Life can feel really tough, like an endless struggle. When problems stack up and hope feels far away, think about the times you faced huge financial challenges. It seems like every new day brings another debt to deal with, and the pressure can be overwhelming. But don't forget, God has been by your side through it all. Then, out of nowhere, someone came into your life with an offer to help. That sounded like just what you needed. They promised to take care of your loans, and for a brief moment it felt like a huge weight was lifted off your shoulders. You were so thankful, thinking this person was a blessing. But after a while, you started to feel something wasn't quite right. They were trying to get too close too fast, and it made you uncomfortable. Thanks to God's guidance, you sensed that something was off. You couldn't put your finger on it right away, but deep down, you knew this situation wasn't as it seemed. As time went on, it became clear that their intentions weren't entirely genuine. Their intentions weren't good. They were trying to deceive you, and you couldn't understand why. The more you thought about it, the more it troubled you. You found it hard to sleep, and the mounting stress began to take a toll on your health. Even though God had opened your eyes to the truth, you felt stuck and completely overwhelmed by fear. You've always leaned on God, but now it seemed like the stress was overpowering every aspect of your life. It became difficult to focus at work, and people around you started noticing that something was off. Anxiety and sadness started to dominate your days, making even simple activities like stepping outside a daunting task. Your family noticed how much this situation was affecting you and offered their support, but deep down, you felt incredibly isolated with your worries. In those difficult moments, you turned to God, seeking strength and direction. You weren't sure how things would improve, but you had faith that God had a plan for your life and that this challenging period would eventually pass. You prayed for the courage to confront what was happening and for the wisdom to see through the deception. As you continued to pray, you found small moments of peace and clarity that seemed to cut through the chaos. These moments were brief but significant, reminding you that you were not alone in this fight. Your faith provided a foundation that kept you grounded, and gradually you started to see options for moving forward that you hadn't noticed before. This struggle also taught you about resilience and trust not just in God, but also in yourself. Each day, you grew a little stronger and more capable of handling the situation. You learned that by holding on to your faith, you could navigate through uncertainty with a sense of purpose and hope. Finally, your consistent prayers and unwavering trust began to bear fruit. The situation started to unfold in ways that you hadn't anticipated, revealing that sometimes God's interventions are subtle, yet profoundly impactful. You realized that this ordeal was not just a test of your faith, but also a lesson in perseverance and trust in God's bigger plan. Now, looking back, you see how each step of the way, God was refining your strength and clarifying your path. You learned a powerful lesson. No matter how overwhelming life's battles may seem, with God's guidance, you can overcome any obstacle. Say Amen to affirm your trust in this journey, and to embrace the strength that comes from enduring life's toughest challenges. You were determined to face the truth and work out what to do next. Deep in your heart, you had a strong belief that God would guide you along the right path, and you clung to that faith tightly. Then, an incredible thing happened. The person who had been causing you so much stress just disappeared from your life, without any explanation. You couldn't pin down exactly how it happened, but you sensed it was God's intervention. Your prayers had been answered. God had removed this negative presence from your life, just as you had hoped. Suddenly, the immense burden you had been shouldering was lifted, and you experienced an overwhelming sense of peace. Your health started to get better, and those restless nights began to decrease. The anxiety and stress that had been overwhelming you gradually began to dissolve as God continued to lead you. New opportunities started cropping up in both your professional and personal life. Your reputation began to heal, and a fresh sense of purpose ignited within you. You felt lighter and more optimistic about the future, grateful for this new start and the ongoing support from God. As you moved forward, the freedom from that burden allowed you to breathe easier and think clearer. You began to appreciate the smaller joys in life, like spending quiet mornings in reflection or enjoying the laughter of family and friends. With a renewed spirit, you started setting new goals and dreaming bigger. The fears that once seemed to cloud every thought were now replaced by a confidence born from faith and a series of small victories. Each step forward strengthened your trust in God's plan. You found solace in the belief that every challenge was a stepping stone to greater resilience and deeper faith. This belief transformed how you approached obstacles, turning dread into determination and uncertainty into exploration. The path wasn't always clear, and sometimes it was littered with doubts, but your unwavering faith acted as a compass, guiding you through the fog of uncertainty. You learned to embrace the journey, knowing that each challenge was an opportunity for growth, and each setback a lesson in perseverance. Now, looking back at how far you've come, you realize how these experiences have shaped you into a stronger, more grounded person. You recognize God's hand in each challenge and each resolution, knowing that His presence was a constant even in the most turbulent times. With a heart full of gratitude and a spirit eager to meet the next challenge, you continue to walk the path laid out for you, confident that with God's guidance, you can face anything. Say Amen to affirm your faith in this journey, and to celebrate the peace and purpose that come from overcoming life's challenges. God's help was evident at every turn as you began to heal and recover. The overwhelming financial troubles that once loomed large were now resolved. You experienced a newfound sense of abundance and prosperity, fully aware that God had carved a path toward a brighter, more hopeful future. This deep trust in God brought you a profound calmness. You knew with certainty that no matter what new challenges might arise, He would always be there to support you. Reflecting on your journey, it became clear that God had been by your side the entire time, guiding you through every difficulty. He transformed your pain into strength and your confusion into clarity. This journey taught you a powerful lesson. No matter how tough situations become, with God's assistance, you can overcome any obstacle. Now, as you stand firmer and more confident, you are prompted to say Amen, to acknowledge and accept this profound truth. The relief from financial strain allowed you to focus more on your personal growth and well-being. You started to engage more with your community, finding joy in connections that were once overshadowed by your worries. Each positive change reinforced the feeling that God was not just a silent observer, but an active presence in your life, orchestrating improvements and blessings in disguise. As opportunities for advancement at work and renewed relationships in your personal life blossomed, you realized how these challenges had been vessels for growth. Each problem you faced built your resilience. Each decision made under pressure honed your wisdom, and every night spent in prayer deepened your faith. With every small victory, your hope grew stronger. You began to approach life with a new vigor, inspired by the belief that with God's guidance, no hardship was insurmountable. Your conversations with friends and family shifted from expressions of distress to discussions of gratitude and future possibilities. The transformation was not just internal. Others began to notice a change in your demeanor and outlook. Where once there was despair, now there was a steady, hopeful gaze towards the future. This change wasn't just for your own peace. It became a beacon of hope for others too, showing them what faith and perseverance could achieve. As you move forward, you continue to draw strength from these experiences. You understand now more than ever that life's trials are not merely obstacles, but stepping stones to a greater understanding and deeper connection with God. With each step forward, you invite others to join you in this journey of faith, encouraging them to trust in God's plan as you have. This path has taught you that every challenge is a call to a stronger faith, and every triumph a testament to God's enduring presence. Now, with a heart full of faith and eyes set on the horizon, you are ready to face whatever comes next. And, as you reflect on the path you've traveled and the roads yet to be explored, you say, Amen, with a spirit rejuvenated by God's endless grace, ready to proclaim the message of hope and resilience to all who are willing to hear.